Hi everyone, welcome to week 1 of MBA 583, Strategic Planning and Implementation. This week we're going to look at describing the strategic management process, also look at the 3 stages of strategy formulation, implementation, and evaluation activities. Then we're going to turn our focus to looking at the nature and the role of the vision and mission statements and how those impact strategic management. So if we think about the topic of strategic management, we can think about it as an art and a science, and it really looks at how we formulate, implement, and evaluate cross-functional decisions that enable an organization to achieve its objectives. We can also call strategic management strategic planning. I'm sure many of you have done this in your organizations and been a part of these important teams that help us plan the future for all of our companies. This really is also looked at as an organization's game plan. So many of you are familiar with Netflix, and you think of where they were and how far they've come. Years ago, it used to be we got a DVD or a CD for games in the mail. Then they advanced things to streaming, and then they added their own content. So we can assume that they have another aspect of their strategic management or their strategic plan that's going to take things the next step for them. So when we talk about the stages of strategic management, we're talking about formulating strategies. So within that category, we look at developing a vision and a mission statement. We're going to talk about that in a little more detail a little bit later on. But again, think about that as part of formulating our strategies. All our strategies should support our vision and mission statements. We also want to think about identifying an organization's external opportunities. So when we think of things externally, we think of what are the demographics of our customers? What are the laws that are impacting organizations? How has society changed in their thinking about things? And also, what are the threats? If we think again about Netflix, are there threats to take over their business? Is someone coming up as a Hulu, or could Amazon be a great threat to them? That's all stuff we need to look at when we're thinking about that strategy formulation stage of strategic management. Once we have that covered, then we're going to look at the internal strengths and weaknesses. So we're talking about our people, our culture, our mission and vision statements again. So if we think we have a strong internal strength, then that means that we feel that our employees are knowledgeable, they've been with us a long time. Where we might see weaknesses if we have 20 new employees that are recent college graduates. That's going to be a weakness for us because they're still learning, they're still getting into the culture, they're still figuring out what their jobs mean to the overall plan for the organization. Once we have this done, we can look at the long-term objectives. So long-term, 3, 5, 7 years, where does the organization expect to be? And then we can, from that, we'll be able to look at what are our alternative strategies. And once we have our list of alternative strategies, we're going to pick the ones that we want to pursue. Some things that we might think about as we're formulating our decisions is, are we going to enter a new business? Are we going to be an organization like Mars? Mars owns M&Ms, but they also own Uncle Ben's rice. That may mean that we want to diversify so that all of our income is not coming from one particular industry. Do we want to go into international markets? Do we want to form a merger or a joint venture? So if we're looking to get into the China market, we know that we can't go into China just on our own. We need to go in as a joint venture. Once we've decided all this, then we can develop our implementation plan. So this really requires us to lay everything out and take everything down to an annual level. So on an annual basis, how do we take that big strategic plan and make things annually? And then which of those annual objectives fall to the Human Resources Office or Research and Development or finance? All those things have to be decided. And then we can lay things out in a timeline using a Gantt chart or a table or a visual so that we actually see the actions as they're happening. What we'll find out in implementation is that some things can overlap. We may be able to start training employees on our new product at the same time that our marketing is going out. And then once we've implemented, then we can evaluate. So we really want to look at which of our strategies aren't working well. They're not getting us new customers, they're not increasing the bottom line, there's too much competition. And then once we've reviewed these external and internal factors, then we can measure performance and take some sort of corrective action. So if we look at the vision statement, if you think of the vision statement for your company, it really should answer the question, what do we want to become? From that, it should be a short, preferably one sentence phrase. And then we want as many people in the organization as possible to be part of developing that vision statement. Okay? It should also reveal the type of business that we're engaged in. So 2 examples for you to consider. General Motors' vision is to be the world leader in transportation products and related services. Okay. Does that tell us something about the company? It puts us in a certain category, right? We know exactly what they're doing. They're not serving food, right? They didn't say anything about that. They talked about transportation products and related services. If we look at PepsiCo's vision statement, their statement says that it is PepsiCo's responsibility to continually improve all aspects of the world in which we operate. Environment, social, economic, creating a better tomorrow than today. Does that tell us what business they're in? Not really, right? We don't know if they're in the food business or manufacturing or travel. So we really could have put them into a category of being too vague. So if we think about a mission statement, this talks about what is the organization's reason for being. It answers the question of what is our business, and really is essential for effectively establishing our objectives and formulating our strategies. So we want to continually go back to our mission statement when we're making decisions about our objectives, about strategies. It's something that we should look at all the time. And it really does tell us what an organization wants to be and who are we serving. So what are we doing and who are our customers is what we're going to be able to answer. So the importance of the vision and mission statements is that we want to make sure that all employees, managers, everyone understands our purpose and our reason for being. If they understand this, then they're going to make better decisions on their own, and our top level people won't have to make all the decisions. In turn, it also provides a basis for prioritizing our key internal and external factors that are important to us reaching those end goals that are part of our strategic plan. It also allows us to be able to allocate our resources. Where is our money going and how is it going to be used? So if you look at table 2-2 in your textbook, it also talks about the 10 benefits of having a clear mission and vision statement. So the top 10 reasons are there. I got a few that really resound with you. I think some for me is number 6. It really promotes a sense of shared expectations among all managers and employees. Employees today want to feel that they're a part of something. They want to feel that they're being heard. So even if we don't take their exact ideas, as long as they feel that they were part of the process, then they're going to go ahead and support that mission and vision statement. All right, well, thank you so much for week 1, and we'll move on to week 2.